So an NSA surveillance bill would legalize a loophole that lets FBI spy on Americans without a warrant. Wonderful. With major NSA surveillance authority set to expire later this month, House Republicans are pushing to pass a bill that would not only reauthorize existing powers, but also codify into law some practices that critics have called unconstitutional. Thank you for that, Kate. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. The bill takes aim at reforming. See, there we go. The bill takes aim at reforming how federal law enforcement can use data collected by the National Security Agency, putting a modest constraint on when the FBI can conduct so-called backdoor searches of Americans' communications. But because such searches make use of a legal loophole, critics say the current bill will do more harm than good by explicitly writing the practice into law. All right, so what exactly is going to happen here? The bill would reauthorize Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, which serves as the basis for some of the NSA's largest surveillance programs, and keep it on the books through 2023. The law was first passed in 2008, after the George W. Bush administration's secretly warrantless wiretapping was made public, effectively to legalize what the administration was doing. The law allows the intelligence community to spy on Americans' transnational communications without a warrant, so long as the targets are not Americans. In 2013, documents leaked by whistleblower Edward Snowden revealed that the NSA vacuums up a tremendous amount of wholly domestic communications through the program as well. Republicans tried to ram through a different incarnation of the month based on a more draconian version passed by the House Intelligence Committee. During a day-long push to drum up support, Republicans on the committee circulated flyers depicting enlarged photos of Islamic State fighters, trying to give the impression that failing to pass the bill would be a gift to foreign terrorists. But leadership backed off after determining they didn't have enough votes to pass it, according to multiple congressional sources. Domestic surveillance is the rare issue on which hard-right Republicans and left-leaning privacy advocates often find common ground. So what does that mean? Typically, you find folks like a Rand Paul, and then you find other left-leaning people on the same page, as in, let's not let intelligence agencies overreach here. Let's not let our desire for security override someone's right to privacy. That's something that your libertarians and your lefties have in common. So the new version of the bill, which was posted on the Rules Committee's website late Friday, is designed to get the buy-in of Republicans on the Judiciary Committee. It includes compromise language taken from a separate bill passed out of that committee in November, which included some modest limitations on existing authorities, including the reform to backdoor searches. All right. The bill takes aim at one of the key problems with the original law, that Section 702 doesn't limit how data can be used by federal law enforcement. That has given rise to the backdoor search loophole, in which the NSA shares certain kinds of information with the FBI, which the FBI then uses to search for Americans' communications without a warrant. Privacy advocates have called backdoor searches unconstitutional and urged Congress to close the loophole by requiring the FBI to get a court order to query Americans' communications. The current bill takes a crack at doing so, requiring the FBI to get a warrant before searching the data in relation to an open criminal investigation. But the bill carves out large exceptions. The FBI doesn't have to apply for a warrant when national security is involved. What does that mean? What national security is involved? That is so vague. What defines national security? National security, so that means within the United States, basically. National security. So what does that mean? I mean, that could apply to anything. That could mean that somebody has a point of view that an establishment may deem as threatening. That could mean that somebody, that could mean something more significant, like maybe they are actually talking to dangerous people. I mean, that could mean so many different things. National security. What defines that? I mean, something that vague, like if somebody broke into my house, Would that be an issue of national security because I'm part of the national group? I live here. My security is in danger. You know, is it something that, what if somebody has something compromising on an intelligence agency, i.e. a whistleblower? That could be used as an issue of national security because, hey, we are an intelligence agency. We deem that we don't want the public to know this, hence national security. We're going to go through your information without a warrant. Or when it determines that there is threat to life or serious bodily harm. Slightly less vague, but still vague, you know? And the bill would continue to allow the FBI to sift through the data even when those searches don't involve a specific criminal investigation, which the FBI already does so often that they have compared it to searching Google. Which, I'm going to read that again, which the FBI already does so often, that they have compared it to searching Google. So the FBI sifts through data that they don't have the right to sift through, that has nothing to do with the criminal investigation. They do so often that they have compared it to searching Google. Think about how often you just kind of use Google or a similar search engine. I know some people, you know, they try to use alternative search engines. Think about how often you do that in a day. Think about all the times you need to search something on the internet. You need to just kind of type something in. The FBI does that with the same amount of frequency through information that they should not be going through. Through information they technically shouldn't have the right to go through. But they do have the right to go through it because of these vague anti-privacy laws that we have. And that's exactly what this is. This is not protection. This is anti-privacy. This is overextension. This is Orwellian. So let's see. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. It is unclear how much support the bill will have from Republicans. Several Republicans in the House Freedom Caucus, like Justin Amash, a Republican in Michigan, and Thomas Massie, a Republican in Kentucky, have already come out against it, saying it's unconstitutional for the U.S. to amass data on Americans without a warrant. I agree. The American Civil Liberties Union also released a statement of opposition on Friday, saying the bill risks being read as codification and expansion of certain illegal government practices, such as about collection. The bill is scheduled to be considered by the Rules Committee on Tuesday and could come up for a vote as early as Thursday, according to multiple congressional sources familiar with the process. So it sounds like we're going to get a vote on this week. And we'll see what it does. I mean, this would basically allow the FBI to continue business as usual. Because, again, there are loopholes that allow them to essentially look at your information for no reason. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.